you can approach your relationships in a common sense type of way. Okay? Many of us are scholars and intellectual giants and historians and the like. Some of us are religious leaders, spiritual leaders, and we are very knowledgeable when it comes to religious doctrine. Some of us are very knowledgeable when it comes to the law. But if your desire is to decrease or prevent a behavior, an unwanted behavior, then you got to approach that unwanted behavior in a certain way. So lawmakers, whether they be religious and spiritual lawmakers, state and local lawmakers and rule makers make the rules to help to manage behavior of people that will not or cannot manage their own behavior. Okay? So if you want to take a common sense approach to your relationships, then we'll take pedophilia, for example. If we want to decrease or cut out pedophilia, then you simply create a law within the culture that you practice that states that whatever the legal age is, whatever age your culture states is legal, whether it's 13 or 15 or 16 or 18 or 21 or whatever, you know that nature urges people in many instances to have sexual relations. So if you know that already, then you're not going to let little 13-year-old Susie, or maybe I should say Tamika, you're not going to let little 13-year-old Tamika be hanging out with 25-year-old Rakim. Because 25-year-old Rakim, his hormones are jumping all over the place. And he may not have the self-discipline that he needs to prevent him from acting on his urges, from moving on little 13-year-old Tamika. And little 13-year-old Tamika's hormones might be raging as well. So it's not that she really wants to stop 25-year-old Rakim. She may enjoy those sexual advances and may want it. So a common sense approach to preventing sexual interaction between the 25-year-old and 13-year-old is to keep those ages separate. To keep the man away from the woman until the woman is of whatever the age is that your culture states is an appropriate age. That's simple. And that's common sense. But some of y'all will say, well, that's ridiculous. That doesn't make sense. Every man doesn't molest children. Every man doesn't molest girls. No, but you're not making the law based on those that behave appropriately. You're making the law based on those that may not behave appropriately. That's common sense. Again, we want to approach our relationships in a common sense type of way. So even when we talk about our relationships with the oppressor, what we usually talk about is a common sense approach to our relationship with the oppressor. Okay, we're not approaching it necessarily and primarily from an emotional perspective. We're approaching it from a common sense perspective.